What does a typical day as an athletic trainer look like?
Okay, if you're working clinically, normally it starts before school so that you can get treatments during that time. And then you do paperwork after they go to class. And then when athletic periods start, usually about 1 o'clock, typically, and then you go from 1 o'clock for practices and then whatever games that might be that day. So sometimes athletic trainers can be in the athletic training room from 7 o'clock in the morning to whenever the last game is finished. So that could be 10 o'clock at night. Now that's when you're working clinically. Here at Texas State, if you're working academically, then we just do our classes and we're home by 5, which is what I like right now since I have 3 children at home that I need to take care of. So,
Okay, what are the qualifications or certifications you need for the job?
okay. So currently you need a bachelor's degree, and depending on what school that you go to, when I was back in the day, it was an education degree with an emphasis in athletic training. Here at Texas State, it's a Bachelor's of Science in Athletic Training, and it's an accredited program, which is what one would need to go to and attend and go through that educational process. Then when they're finished with the 4 years, then they're eligible if they came from a Katie accredited program. They would be able and eligible to set for the NATA BOC, which is the National Athletic Training Association's Board of Certification, so that they could get certified to work. And you would be able to work anywhere in the United States with that credential. Now, each state has its own, Department of Health regulations. So, for example, the state of Texas, you have to take another exam if you're not already VOC, if you're not already certified. You have to take what's called a licensure to be an LAT. So an LAT only means I can work in the state of Texas. But if I'm an ATC, I've got hair going on. If I'm the ATC, then I can work, anywhere in the United States.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you enjoy about the athletic training job?
Well, I've been at different settings, so I'll give you an example of when I was at the high school setting. What I enjoyed about that is that the kids really want to be out there to play. That's they're there, and when they become injured, they're looking for help immediately, which is where we come in. And once we get them fixed, and once we rehab them so that they can return to play, and then you see the smile on their face, you see the accomplishment that they feel, you feel accomplished because you helped them get back to return to play. And then when they're out there and they're playing basketball or whatever and they score the winning goal, then you know that you were behind the scenes helping them get to that point, and that was really rewarding. Same thing at the college level. When I was at ACU, the kids are a little different because that's their job, is to play sports at the college level because they're on scholarship. So their attitudes can be a little different, but still that reward of them getting back to return to play and having a great game. That's always a good thing. The athletic trainers are always behind the scenes. We're never going to be on the front page of the paper or anything like that. So as an athletic trainer, you have to be okay with that. Because if you're looking for recognition and you're looking to be, interviewed or on the front page of the paper, forget it, because it's not going to happen. And then now that I have transitioned into academia, and I have the kids who are going through the program who eventually will be athletic trainers, I really enjoy mentoring them through the process, because it's kind of the same thing working with athletes, because when they're a freshman, you're kind of holding their hand, and then by the time that they get to the senior, you're like, okay, go ahead, you can fly on your own, and then when they get their first job, then they're happy, I'm happy for them. So it's almost like return to play for the athlete and when the student gets their first job and they start their career. So I guess that kind of mixes all together. Yeah.
What do you dislike about this job?
Well, athletic training has been good to me. The people who are within the profession are my dear, dear friends. So it's hard for me to say what I don't like about it, because there's more positives than negatives. Otherwise, I wouldn't still be in the profession. Okay, I guess probably sometimes when we have to work with difficult administration or difficult coaches that really does not understand what athletic trainers do. There's still a whole lot of people out there that doesn't understand what we do, and therefore that can make our job difficult and trying and very frustrating when we have an administrator that really doesn't know what we do. We're not water girls, we're not water boys, we are an allied healthcare profession, and so when they don't understand what we do, that's frustrating. Yeah. So
What did you major in?
when I went back in the day, like I said, it was a little different than it is nowadays, but it was education with an emphasis on athletic training. So essentially an exercise science degree with the emphasis in athletic training, because we had to do back in the day clinicals. It was on hands. It was more like an internship, as opposed to what we see here at Texas State now, where it's more academic, and then you get some hours doing clinical. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
All right.